gonna destroy my $60,000 rollback. If you want to see why, stick around. I'm JC Smith. I'll explain it all. So we're back at the shop now, and we're gonna be doing this work outside. So I like to get these bus tubs from Sam's Club and then just load up a bunch of tools in here that we think we're gonna need to start, and then just carry the whole tub out and then get started on it. It makes it a little bit less of those trips back and forth. You're still going to make a ton, of course, but it'll be all right. But I stopped because I realized that we probably need to talk about what we're doing and why. So I bought this rollback over 3 years ago, probably close to 4 years ago now. And when I bought it, I knew it was too expensive of a truck for me to keep around for the amount of time and amount of use I would get out of it. But I've kept it around and kept it around because it was just convenient. But it's been 5 months now, and I have not moved that truck in 5 months. And this keeps getting in my big plan of where I'm headed and what I want to do. This needs to be addressed. So when a friend of mine, Ray, messaged me and asked me if I had any DD13 engines because someone he knew was looking for a low mileage one, I said, yeah, I got two of them. I have one with 668,000 miles. I have another one with 212. 212 being my rollback. And my one with 668,000 was a one owner and had an in-frame done, and it's got 90,000 miles on the in-frame. Well, the guy wasn't interested in the 668,000 mile truck motor. He was interested in my 212,000. So Ray forwarded my information to him. He got in touch with me and set up a time to come out and look at it. Well, the night before they were supposed to be there, they canceled. So fast forward 2 weeks later, they messaged me again and says they didn't bring the mechanic before, but they wanted to bring the mechanic out now to check it out and see if it's something they can use. So I set up a time, they brought a mechanic. The mechanic spent a few hours going over it, giving it a full check top to bottom, inside and out, making sure everything's perfect in the way they wanted it. And long story short, he wanted the engine. So I made it very clear before he came, it is for sale, it is not on sale. This is my price, it's take it or leave it. If it doesn't work for you, that's fine. If it does, that's fine too. The other engine with 668 was less money. He chose this one. So what that means to me is I had an opportunity to sell the engine out of that truck. Now you might think that sounds really, really crazy. I mean, why would you sell the engine out of a truck that expensive of a truck that you're going to sell the engine? Makes it a lot less valuable. Well, my original thought was whichever motor he takes, if he takes the low mileage one, I'll take the one out of the other truck and put it back in this one because I'm not going to use it enough to really need that low miles. It doesn't matter to me. And by doing that, the truck that motor would come out of, I have significantly less money in, and by selling off the rest of the parts, I could almost have that motor for close to nothing. So that being said, it was a cost-effective option. I'd have my labor obviously in here, but it would definitely drop the amount I had invested in that truck significantly. And when I say significantly, if you really want to get an idea of how much that motor is worth, just Google search a 2012, 2013 Detroit DD13 engine used with 200,000 miles and see what that price is. And you might be surprised. And there's going to be a lot of people that say this labor is not worth it, it's this, it's that. Look, it may not be worth it to you. I'm just going to tell you that what I'm about to do suits me, and that's all that matters. What you would do, I wouldn't judge that because it suits you and your needs. I'm doing what's best for me. What's best for me is I'd like to keep the rollback part. I'd like to keep the chassis, but I really don't want a complicated engine like that for something that sits as much as it does. It's one thing for a truck to sit because that's hard on them. It's another thing for a truck with a lot of emissions and after treatment to sit. That's even worse. So I have an opportunity to get back some of the investment that I've put into that truck. And on the way here, my first thought was to put that DD13 in there. Then I thought, well, maybe we should find us a N14 red top, or maybe we should find us a 3406E, or, you know, these ideas just kept going. So at this particular moment, I don't have a definite plan. I haven't decided yet, but I do have something else much bigger in my mind brewing. And a lot of our followers probably already know where I'm going. But anyways, that's where we're at. We need to get the motor out of it. That's the first stage. So I'm going to gather up some tools and we're going to head out and see if we can get that thing out. I don't expect it to be, you know, a real quick operation because half the engine's stuffed underneath the cab. It's kind of a tight fit. It's a set back axle truck, and the cab kind of shoves forward a little bit. But let's get some tools. Let's get out there and see if we can start getting it apart.
Okay, we got it set down. We're just going to put it there for right now. Well, we're making some progress. We've drained the coolant. This is like the third bucket, and it's stopped. It's about half full.
It ain't close to empty yet.
Oh, it's not? Okay.
No.
Well, it's stopped dripping for now.
Yeah.
We're working on the cooler pack, and
It's just about ready.
yeah, it's about ready. And I don't know what else we've done.
Alternator. I got the AC loose. What I did with the AC is I just took the pump and the condenser and everything off because it still had a charge in it. This thing's always had a good, strong AC. So, on this side, I got all the intake for the turbo, both sides, and into the engine are all taped. We tape it up. We put 2 layers of Ziploc bag over it, and then a layer of duct tape, and then we wrap it again. So hopefully it's okay. Turbo's disconnected. I'm working on wiring harness. The battery cables come back in here to the starter. I'm gonna kind of do the bottom last. I've got to start working on that side. I've got all the heater hoses up on the top side done. So with the exception of the wiring down low, I think I'm good on this side. I think we're ready to go to the other side.
Yeah, we got a collection of different hoses and stuff over here. It's coming along.
Little by little.
At least it's not raining, but
Yet.
it's very humid out.
That's very, very humid. Okay.
I mean,
don't think,
humid for Ohio, I should say.
judging how warm this is, I don't think that we're down this far yet with the coolant. So this will probably make a mess. That's okay. It's okay.
Do you want a drain pan?
Yeah, we'll put a bucket underneath it.
Okay. Okay, we got the radiator all unhooked, and he has it hooked to the grate all because it's too heavy for us to lift. More me, especially. Get this set down.
So there's been a development. That's probably the best way to put it. A development. I'm going to go ahead and separate everything that they did when they added the rollback to this for 2 reasons. One, it's done horribly, and it's intertwined between so much crap and twisted and not protected. It was just really done not well. And the other reason is some of it just has to come off for what we're going to do, which is, I haven't really said, but I think it's going to be easier to take the cab off than it is just to pull the motor, because there's so much other things we have to do, and they've got this wiring so screwed up. It's half twisted into the engine harness, the chassis harness. It wraps around air lines. Quite honestly, it's like a 3rd grader ran this wire. It's really crap. So we're just going to go ahead and take advantage of this. I mean, come on, what is this? I don't know what that was supposed to be. Obviously it's not doing anything, but it goes into that harness that goes in the cab. But I'm telling you, there's like wire running all over the place. So I said, you know what, I'll just fix it. I'll just fix it all. What's that, God, look at this one. Whatever. This doesn't matter. I guess we'll come back when we have made some progress, I guess. A train wreck.
Well, we are making some progress. You just can't see it.
You can't see it.
Like we were under the cab taking some stuff off. Yeah.
Disconnecting more stuff.
Yeah, and then we got the inner fender.
This is so aggravating.
And the part that goes down there, we got that taken off, and you know, of course, the bolts are crusty and they break, and so it takes a while.
I know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna get so angry.
No.
What?
No. You?
But I'm just gonna tear all this crap out and throw it away and start over. I mean, if you have as many fuse holders coming off, I don't know how many of these there was. There's, well, I'll tell you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, 6 of them, 7 of them coming off of here. Why wouldn't you just put on a continuous duty solenoid so it's all together? Because like all this has to come off. It's just horrible, you know. Until I knew. Look, that's just hanging in there. I didn't even cut that. Look.
Oh wow.
Oh crap. It's crap. It's crap. There's another one going from the inside. Here's another one. I'm over here. Whatever. Anyways, we'll just keep working through it.
Okay, we got it rigged up. It was definitely different from any of the cabs that we've taken off before. It was kind of front heavy, and we had to do a lot of adjusting to the straps to get it to pick up even, and it still really isn't. I'm so close because I have to hold this, I have to go with it, so. It's definitely a heavy cab.
Set it down right now.
Okay.
We had to do it kind of at an angle because we have this bulkhead here with this light on it, and I forgot about it, and I didn't want to have to take it off, so we just kind of lifted it from the back a little bit higher. But you can see how much easier this will be now. Now I can get to everything much easier. So that's the plan. Look at these. These are the heater lines that go to the DEF tank. DEF tank, whatever. I guess we got some more work to do. This ought to make it a little bit easier, I guess. We'll see. I just moved the exhaust out of here so I can get to the starter, because that's coming out next, and all that wiring, get it out of the way, let it drop down. We're going to try and leave a transmission in place. I'm going to suspend it from the frame, front and back. It won't be ideal, but it's better than taking all that PTO apart right now. That's not necessary. And then I have to come on this side, and I've got power steering, fuel lines, and some incidentals. This is the clutch line. I just took the whole entire clutch pedal out because it's one unit. I don't know if we use it in what we're doing or not, but whatever. I gotta get the fuel lines off and this harness out of here. And yeah, it's not far, not too far. Probably a couple more hours. I should have it just about ready. The power steering pump is buried down in here, and I don't think I want to fight that. I think I'm just gonna take the line loose here, take it loose here, pour it in a bucket, deal with it outside, because it's not really that big a deal. Because this line's pretty crappy anyways. Might as well just cut it off and be done. So, yeah, there you go.
Well, we're moving along. All that's holding it now is the front mount, the back mount, and the transmission, you said, right?
Yeah, transmission's just hanging out. This is a hydraulic clutch in this thing, and you have to remove the slave cylinder because there's a bolt inside here that goes into the flywheel housing from the transmission belt housing.
So this may not take all day like I thought.
Maybe not. I don't know though.
Don't jinx us. I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah, now we got a Torx bit stuck.
Great.
Oh, there it went. Alright, so back behind this crud. Ugh. Alright, so here's the problem. This stupid DD motor leaks engine oil from the back, right? And it all ends up in the flywheel housing. And then you have to deal with all this nasty grind buildup.
Hold on. Oh, put your hand back. Yeah, ew.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Now there's a bolt right there that I have to get to that I need a light because I can't see anything.
Okay, I'll get you one.
It's so dark in there because all the dust. There we go. There it is. Okay, now what we're going to try and do is leave the transmission in the frame because I don't really want to take it out if I don't have to, so we have to suspend it from the frame. The only thing that should be left is the transmission, the flywheel housing mounts, and the front engine mount, and it might be ready to come out.
Yay.
I got a plastic oil pan, so it ain't like I can set it down on this.
Oh, that's odd.
Alright, so the motor is out and they are on their way to get it. Now you might wonder why in the world would I pull this motor out of a truck that's a 2013 with just over 200,000 miles. Well, I'll tell you, these things are very prone to have several problems. One of the big problems that I've experienced is the oil pickup tube is plastic, and right around 400,000 they can warp and start sucking air instead of sucking oil like it should. And this guy has a problem with his. He needs that one. I had the opportunity to sell the engine and recoup a lot of my money out of this truck. Now, why in the world would you do that and put yourself through all that work? Well, you got to be able to see the forest for the trees and the longevity of what I want to do. So now we're at a point where we're left with this. Okay, this is what's left of my rollback. So if you notice here, we have a much larger frame than typical. The frame is double framed all the way up to the front shock mount right in this area. Has a 20,000 pound steer axle, dual steering gearboxes, 46,000 pound rears, 14,000 pound steerable lift axle. However, why do we want to do this? We want to do this because it gets us closer to what I really want to have, which is not a Freightliner 114 SD with a DD13. So what we're going to do is probably sell that transmission. It's a 10-speed. We'll probably sell that transmission. We'll sell this after treatment. We're going to sell the cab off of it. We'll sell the hood. We'll sell the cooler pack. Anything in here that's basically Freightliner, with the exception of the steering and all that, is going. All the modules that are frame mounted and ones in the cab are all going to be sold. This thing will be stripped down and we start building it. If you haven't put the piece of the puzzle together yet, what I'm looking at here is quite possibly the frame for my Kenworth cab over rollback build. I priced this frame out, and quite honestly, for what it was going to cost me to buy this frame, it was cheaper. And I know it's going to be hard math for some people to follow. It is cheaper for me to do what I'm doing now, because by the time I sell all these pieces off, I'm going to have 1/4 of the amount in this truck that I originally thought I would have. So it's very well worth it to me to do it this way. Maybe not to everybody else, but what everybody else would do doesn't really matter, because it only matters what I'm going to do. And this is a first step. So the next thing I need to do is get all these pieces sold off, get rid of them, get the money back in the bank, and then we can be ready for this fall, and hopefully we can start building this. Before I can start, I have to take the bed off because it's way too big, too cumbersome, and be in the way for all the things we want to do to the frame. We're going to sandblast, repaint, so on and so forth. Lots and lots to do here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and this is just another step closer to the cab over rollback build. We got to find a way to get these axles down. I'm gonna have to remove some airbags, or remove some leaf springs off the front and get some airbags in there, because we're just too high. We need to drop it down quite a bit. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Catch you on the next one.